Good afternoon, students. Here I'm explaining the topic stack trace elements in Java. This topic is mentioned in Unit 3, BMC code 202 in M. This particular subject is taught in second semester. Introduction to exceptions. Firstly, if you want to know, if you want to get the information, what is the stack trace elements in Java? Before this particular topic, you must to have the basic information about the exception. What is the exception? Exceptions are runtime errors in Java. They are the different type of errors when you are creating the program. That is the logical error, runtime error, fatal error. When if any if any if that is a syntax, maybe if you are writing a program, then maybe your program is your program having some syntax errors. So the syntax errors, you can find it at the time of the compilation. That is if you are writing a program in C, C++, Java, then at the time of the compilation you get the syntax errors. But when you are writing when you are running the program, then that is if you have written the logic in a logic, if you have written the particular program through the logic, the output may be differ if your logic is not up to the mark, if your logic is not correct. So how you can find it, how you can correct it? There are different, for example, if you are dividing the two numbers, that is a by b, and if the b is to be 0, so the exception, the problem in occurs. So how we can handle you can handle this particular exception which is occurred in the program? We can get it through the exception. This is known as exception handling. How you can handle the exception which is created at the runtime? How you can find it? There are the two type of exception in Java, that is checked and unchecked exceptions. Checked, all the exceptions which is you can find it at the time of compile time, and unchecked means all the errors you can find it at the time of the runtime. So exceptions are runtime errors in Java. They interrupt the normal flow of the program execution. Java provides exception handling using try, catch, throws, finally. There are different type of keywords through which we can handle the exceptions in Java. Stack trace helps developers identify and fix the exceptions. If any exception occurs, how you can find out, how you can know the what is the exception? Exception is written in which method, what is the method name, what is the method is written within a class, what type of the class, and if your particular class is written in a stored in a file, what is the file name? Means the file name means the class name, method name, exception name, line number. That is detailed overview. You can get the get the information of the exception which is occurred at the runtime through the stack trace. The stack trace, it is a mechanism, it is a method by which you can identify and get the information of the exceptions which is occurred at the runtime. A stack trace is a report. A stack trace is a report generated by the JVM, Java Virtual Machine, when an exception occurs. It shows the sequence of methods caused before the exception happened. You can you already knew that if there is a multi-functions calls, the particular situation is happened in Java, that is the multi-method calls. Function f is function f called, within the function f, function g is method g is called, within method g method h is called, method e is called. How you can trace, how you can that is how you can handle, how you can get the information of the data which is stored, which is that is the particular data is to be calculated. Is the particular data or intermediate data is calculated and stored in a stack. and that is this particular concept is used when we are using the multi-method call, and another when the exception is to be occurred. It shows the sequence of methods calls before the exception happened. Each line in the stack trace represents the method call. It helps programmers locate the exact source of an error. So structure of stack, firstly there is a typical stack trace contains exception name, error message, class name, method name, file name, line number. I have already told you that through the special method, you can, that is if we are writing a code, that is by which we are dividing the numbers, divide the numbers, means a by b. If b is to be 0, then exception occurs. So what type of exception? Means this exception name is arithmetic exception. This particular exception, in which package it is mentioned, that is Java Lang package. Lang is already included. It is a sub package of Java package. So java.lang.arithmetic exception, or which type of this particular exception, arithmetic exception, having the information, that is you are attempting to divide the particular number through the 0, by which this particular exception has to be occurred. This particular exception is occurred at in a main method, means main method, and that is particular, the line number may be 5. In 5, here it is mentioned that is the line number is 5. The exception name, error message, class name, method name, file name, line number. These are the information these are the detailed information is to be displayed if you are using the stack trace method. So through the stack trace method, you can get the information of exception which is occurred at the runtime. So what type of information we have received? That is exception name, means file not found, network error, server error, arithmetic exceptions, string null strings. So maybe string is to be null. Then how you can, if you are writing a code to find the length of the string, but a string is to be null. So in this situation, the exception is to be occurred. So there are a lot of different type of lots of exception already defined in the compiler. So the particular compiler, that is through the method, you can find out, you can get the information which type of exception is to be occurred, what the particular exception by which it is to be displayed, means here it is displayed by divisible by 0. What is the file number, what is the error message, class name, method name, file name, line number. The stack trace element class, Java provides the stack trace element class in java.lang package. Each object of this class represents one element in the stack trace. JVM automatically creates these objects during exceptions. Developers can access stack trace details programmatically. Means the stack trace element class, means the stack trace element class is to be already defined in a package known as a Lang package, and this sub package is to be already mentioned is a Java package. So java.lang.stack trace element means the stack trace element is a class. Each object that belongs to the stack trace element represents one element in the stack trace. Java virtual machine automatically creates these objects during the exception. The Java, that is if you are writing a code in a Java, lots of exceptions to be generated. A lot of exception may be generated, and all the exception, if you want to get the information of all the exception which is mentioned in your which is fetched by the compiler, you can view the detailed information of all the exceptions, and all the exception is all the particular exception is to be saved in an object. So that's why JVM automatically creates these objects during the exceptions. Developers can easily access stack trace details programmatically. Important methods of stack trace element: get class name, returns class name, get method name. Stack trace, all these methods is to be already defined in a class, that is stack trace element class, and through the object you can access these particular methods. Get class name, that is returns the class name in which the exception is occur. Get method name, the particular exception, the exception which is defined within a method. So you can get the information of the method in which the particular exception is to be occurred. Get file name means the particular that is exception is to be exception, that is the particular exceptions is to be, it is a source code, and this source code is to be written in a file. So what is the file name? In which file? Multiple number of file we are using in Java. So which particular file this particular exception is to be occurred? So through the get file name, through this method you can get the information that is this particular exception is occurred in this particular file. Get line number, returns the line numbers in your source code. You can get the information. You can get the information that is the particular line number 10 or the particular line number 15 in the particular line number. This particular statement which is stated in a particular line number by which we can get the exceptions. Through this method, get line number, you can get the information of the line number. At this line number, you can get the information of, or the generated through the exception handling. How you can handle the exception handling, that's on. To string returns the formatted stack trace information, means all the information which you have got, which you have get from this method, you can display on your screen in a formatted way. How JVM generates stack trace? Java Virtual Machine maintains a runtime call stack. Every method call creates a stack frame. We have that. That is, if you are calling a method f, and that is within a f you are creating another method is to be calling within the particular method f. You are defining or you are calling a method g, then control automatically go to control, that is a definition of g method, and within the g method you are calling another method h. So through the stack trace mechanism, we can, every method call creates a stack frame. When an exception occurs, JVM records all active stack frames. These frames are converted into stack trace elements. The trace is displayed using the print stack trace. This is a special method in Java, print stack trace, by which we can display all the information which we have received at the runtime. Through this method, print stack trace, we can get the information of which type of exception is to be generated, and all the exceptions that is detailed information you can get through this method. Example of the program, that is here you can see that demo is a class name. Within the demo class, public static void main is a method, and within the main method you are writing int a is equal to 10 by 0. Here the number is, if the number is divisible by 0, then it will generate the exceptions. So how we can handle this particular exception? So in earlier PPT, in earlier slides, you can see that this particular exception is to be handled by the arithmetic exception. So exception in thread main, what is the exception? That is what is the error you can find out, that is 10 by 0. How you can handle this particular exception? Through the exception in thread main, java.lang.arithmetic exception. That is what is the information of this particular exception? It is divisible by 0 at demo.main, means demo is a class name. demo is a class name and main is a method. So through within the main method, here you can say that 1, 2, 3, that is three in 3 statement, in 3 line number is 3, that is in which mention int a is equal to 10. So here you can say that demo is a class, main is a method. Within the class, this particular demo is a class. Within the class, the particular exception is to be generated within the main method. In main method, the line number is 3. So the arithmetic exception occurred because division by 0 is not allowed. Error occurred at demo.java at line number 3. So this type of information you can get at the time of the when executing the program. This particular output may be generated using print stack. Print stack trace is a method of throwable class. It prints detailed stack trace information commonly used for debugging applications. Catch exception e.printStack. In this particular exception, that is you are writing the particular code, you are writing a code, and this particular code is to may be mentioned in a try block. This particular try block throw the exception, and the catch will get the exception in an object. This object is known as E, and E belongs to exception class, and you can get the detailed information of the exception through the print stack trace. Example, you can better understand through the example. The stack trace element, that is the E dot get elements is equal to E dot get stack trace. Here you can understand that elements is a array, and this particular array in which all the object is to be multiple different type of object is to be stored in this elements 1D array, and this objects belong to stack trace element. And what type of objects? Different type of objects is to be stored in elements 1D array. 1D array name is elements, and this particular elements having the different type of objects. That objects have the different informations, and this particular information returned by the E dot get stack trace method. For a stack trace element, that is you are writing your display each and every information that is which you have already stored in the elements 1D array. Through the for loop you can display it. The get stack trace returns an array of stack trace elements objects. Advantages of stack trace: helps identify runtime errors quickly, show exact location of the exceptions. That is the particular exception in which if you are writing a source code in which line number the exception is to be generated, you can easily find out your exceptions, and you can better handle it. So shows exact location of the exception in your code. Simplifies debugging process, means it will be helpful to debug your source code if any exception is maybe occur. Improve software maintenance. You can better maintain your software if you are having some errors at the runtime. Maybe it may be logical error or it may be exceptional error. So how you can find out, how you can that is multiple number of on which particular line, which particular statement that will generate this exception, how you can that is you can find out through this method stack trace. Improve software maintenance, useful for logging and monitoring the system. So these are the some important points if you are using stack trace elements in Java. So helps identify runtime errors quickly, shows exact location of the exceptions, simplifies debugging process, improves software maintenance, and useful for logging and monitoring system. What is the limitations of the stack trace? So second is long stack trace may be difficult to read. Excessive logging can affect performance, may expose internal implementation details. Beginners may find trace confusing initially. If you are if you are using, that is it is very that is it is not acceptable. That is if you are writing a source code in C or C++ or Java, in which multiple methods call or function call is to be involved. So if you are using a multi method or a multi function calls in your source code frequently, then it will create the confusion, or it will be difficult to optimize your source code, or to maintain the source code, debugging the source code. That is a long, that's why it is mentioned here, long stack trace may be difficult to read. Long stack, that is long stack trace may be difficult to read. So that's why it will create the confusion. Excessive logging can affect performance. If you are if in your source code you are getting the multiple exceptions, multiple runtime errors. So when you are going to upgrade your softwares, then multiple that is you are updating your software, you are writing some codes, maybe some code will affect your may that will this particular updating your software or writing some codes, maybe it will increase the count of the exceptions. So every time you can execute your programs, that is excessive logging can affect your performance. May expose internal implementation in details. Beginners may find trace confusion initially. Real life applications where we are using the stack trace concept: web application debugging, Android application developing, server side error logging, banking and enterprise software monitoring, testing and maintenance of the large applications. That is stack trace. It is a common basic concept, that if you are developing an applications, that is Android applications or web application or server side applications or enterprise application, in many number of application in a different field, it will be how that is first that is it is very initially you can find out, you can get the errors. So it is very important, each and every errors you must to find the detailed information of each and every error, that is in which file, multiple that is if you are writing a program, multiple number of files are responsible, multiple number of files are using. So this particular exception is to be generated in which file, in which class, in particular file, lot of different type of class mentioned, in which class, that is if a file having the 50 class, though, so how you can find out within the 50 class, among the 50 class, in which particular class the particular exception has to be occurred, and how you can find out that is within a class you are using the different methods, in which method you are using the you are getting the information, you are getting the exception, how you can handle it. So you can use you are using the stack trace concept in your real life applications, means web applications, debugging. That is, this particular concept is used at the time of debugging. It is very helpful. Or that is Android dev applications, server side logging, banking and testing and maintenance of large applications. Conclusion: stack trace elements are an essential part of Java exception handling. They provide detailed information about runtime errors. Developers can use stack trace to debug and improve application effectively. These are the important basic overall conclusion of this particular stack trace. Thank you.